Tell you about something else that is becoming an issue this afternoon. The Ghana poultry industry is in serious distress. Poultry farmers say the crunch has been caused by a decline in the consumption of eggs among Ghanaians. Well, they've launched a campaign to revive the once vibrant industry. In the studio today is the Vice Chair of the Poultry Farmers Association of Ghana, Napoleon Ajiman Odro. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon, sir.
First of all, tell us how bad the situation is. You say that the industry is in distress as we speak. How bad is it?
Well, thank you very much. It is bad because recently per capita consumption of egg in the country is 12 pieces. 365 days, and you eat 12 pieces, I eat 12 pieces.
Isn't it about preference?
It's not about preference.
I have so many options. I could do meat, eggs, fish.
Exactly, but you look at the health benefit of egg, you can't compare it to anything. But I would say it's not preference. It's about the myth and stigmatization of the product. The attitude, what we have heard about egg, what we are saying about eggs, are the reason why you are not eating enough. If you put 10 people on the street and ask them why they're not eating eggs, they will tell you, I don't want to be affected by the cholesterol. So many reasons, that are not justified, medically, scientifically, I don't know, justified. More so, Ghana is a global village. We are all within there. Comparing what we consume in our country to other countries, you realize that we are not consuming eggs. And considering the benefit that we get from eggs, it's like there is a need for a whole country to come together to see the need to consume eggs. So that's what the poultry farmers.
So you're looking to revive the poultry industry.
Yes.
How do you intend doing it?
Well, for our projections now, 12 per capita consumption, if we're able to increase it to say 100%, 24 pieces, of course the industry at its present state is going to double. And that alone would help us contribute effectively to the GDP of this country.
But again, some will say that even with what we have today, the consumption levels of poultry products, the local market is unable to meet our demands for consumption. So how do you intend meeting us halfway with that, or even meeting the demand? Then we can talk about how I should change from eating an egg once a week to maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
Well, I'm not too sure where you're getting this far from, but we have produced enough. Sometimes poultry farmers are not able to sell. When you go to farms, we have piled egg, in the farms.
But we see a lot of imported chicken in the country.
Yeah, for now, our concentration is on the egg. Of course, you're talking of 2 products from the poultry industry.
But can you
chicken
ever
and egg.
Separate the chicken and the egg situation?
Oh, of course. At a point you say, okay, I'm buying the chicken, give me a piece of the chicken, or at a point in time you say, I want a piece of egg. So there are 2 different things. Of course, we are quite aware that we have lost the broiler or the meat market to the import. We are quite aware of that, and we coming up with ways to address the situation. But now, we have not lost the egg market to import, except that the attitude and the myth that we are holding against egg today is the problem. So we are just looking to remove what we have associated with consumption of eggs so that we can increase. It's not like the poultry farmer wants eggs. It's about the health benefit of the egg that we consume, what you get into your body. Research indicates clearly that we have a lot benefit from eggs. That's why in some countries, some eat over 200 pieces. So if we are in a country and considering the health benefit of eggs, we are consuming 12 pieces per person in the country of about roughly 27 million. That is nothing. That is nothing. So
how do you intend changing the taste that I have, for instance, or many like me who cannot eat more than 1 egg, say in a week or in 2 weeks?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It hasn't got to do much with your taste. It has to do with a myth and stigma that we hold to egg consumption, because
so how do you clear that myth then?
That is what we want to do. We as poultry farmers are working to work with the health ministries. For instance, Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service and Medical Association, just to present the fact that we have found all over the world to them that here you are, what are we going to do about that? When they agree that what we have presented are good enough, then together as a country we will hold it just to get it to the citizens of this country that it's not bad as we look at it consuming eggs.
Is this not a small fight for a bigger cause in terms of you losing out on the meat market and trying to come in with the egg situation so you can eventually get to the meat market?
Well, not really. I think the market for egg for meat is a great concern to us as Ghanaians, not only as the poultry farmers, because if we have lost about 95% of the meat market to import, it means we are losing jobs for the young graduates that are coming out. So if we can come together and just claim our market, that will create job for the people. So it's not only a concern to the poultry farmer, it has to be a concern to all of us. That is not to say that we have lost 95% of the meat market to the import. So we have to just work around.
Leave it as it is.
No,
you are looking at starting with the egg situation.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
Right. Okay.
In fact, recently we were talking of looking for documentation for a policy that government of Ghana has pronounced a couple of years back. They say they're reserving about 40% of the market for local growers. We are happy with that. The only challenge is that there's no document to that effect.
And that's what you want. Documented, then you can implement.
Exactly.
Okay,
so we're looking for
so
document as well as working on the air consumption. Because in fact, the benefit that we get from air
will be good for all of us. All right. Thank you, Napoleon.
Thank you very much.
Ajimano Dro. He's the Vice Chairman of the Ghana Poultry Farmers Association of Ghana. So that's for maybe the way you eat eggs every single day or the chicken you have. You might want to change your views on it from today. Has he convinced you enough? Share your thoughts with us via social media. Join News on TV, that's on Twitter, and also Join News on Facebook. We'll go for a break at this point, come back and bring you sports, and then I'll return and read your comments you sent us today on social media. Stay with us here on The Pulse.